So I want to show you the newest version of Drop My Voice multi-tool for processing messages. Now this tool is like nothing else on the market. There's no other tool that does all the things that this tool does. And it's a really, really simple tool to use. It basically consists of a webhook, and you can use that webhook inside your CRM. It could be any CRM, it could be any program, really. It doesn't have to be a CRM. Um, what I'm showing you here is the messaging interface, user interface that I developed that is not even connected to my CRM for the first part of the processing. It's simply throwing webhooks back and forth. And if you want to know a little bit more about a webhook and what it does, you can look at one of my other videos. It talks all about webhooks, but they're simple. Webhooks just um, allow you to communicate from one program to another program, from one software to another software, one website to another website. All they do is they're like a telephone call. They carry the information in both directions so that you can have the functionality in your program that you might not have just by accessing and passing information to another. So it's really cool. And in this program, and we've reduced the price again. I'm sure the price will keep coming down, but basically what this tool can do is it can facilitate communication using AI in both directions, coming and going, inbound and outbound, and it does it with a simple webhook. In that webhook, and these are the actual key names for the webhook. You've got basically 7 keys that you're providing information in. And one is an authorization key that lets the webhook work. You've got a phone key, instruction key, voice ID, phone. This one's not even required if you're using Go High Level. You've got a translate key and an audio URL key, and then your message to process key. And I keep clicking on stuff. So the best way to show you what this is and how it works is just to demonstrate it. This is just a simple interface that I developed that has those keys um, above each line where you put your information. And that directly correlates to, if you're in Go High Level, for instance, this is a webhook. This is an outbound webhook. And we're telling the webhook where to go. That part stays the same, so you use the same one that I'm using right here if you subscribe to the service. And you've got a message to process, and then you've got an instruction. The instruction is one of 4 letter combinations. It can be any letter combination in the 4, and that tells it whether to send a naturally speaking message or translate language. It can do a lot of different things, so I'll explain all of those in a minute. The return webhook is where do you want the information to come back to. That's in this case, the information is coming back to this webhook, and that's just a real simple thing where you've got an inbound trigger, and here's the fields that are coming back at you in that webhook. In the sending webhook, it also can translate language, so you've got a translate, and then you pick the voice ID. Right now we've got about 6, but there's always more on the way, and these are human sounding voices. They do pretty well. But you can see the webhook is really simple. It's just one thing, and then the receive is also very simple. That's just, we want to receive the information that got processed from the webhook. So let's take a look at how we use it. This is sort of a playground that you get with, when you subscribe to the webhook, you get this playground so you can fool around with it and see what values you've entered into the different fields and what the end result is. This field, your instruction field, is fairly intuitive. You put any one of these 4 letters into the instruction to tell it, do I want a natural voice? Do I want it to create a text to voice? What do we want it to do? And when you change things in this field, for instance, now it's just got the letter N, it's going to tell you here what it expects the result is going to be. This is going to convert this message into natural language text only. If I put the T back, it's going to convert the message to natural language, and then it's going to create an audio file. When we say convert to natural language, there's a lot of really cool things because it's going through AI that you can do with it. You can put an instruction in brackets, as I've done here, and you can tell it how you want it to say this, and you can have it correct your spelling, your grammar, all kinds of different things. Or you can leave out the N and just have it do T, which is going to do text to audio and extract the audio message, and it's going to do verbatim whatever's in here. Even if it's in brackets, it's going to end up here as the processed message. So in this case, we had N and T. We told it English and French, but we didn't tell it an L for language, so it's not going to convert it to French yet. We have to put an L in the command if we want it to convert it to French. But it's got the original language here, the original message, and this is the processed message that it created. And you can see it changed my message just a little bit because I told it to. I put in brackets, I want you to never speak anything in the brackets. Speak in the style of Donald Trump, but very exaggerated. And then after it processes...
Listen, I've got to tell you something, and it's huge. Your subscription, it's expired. I mean, can you believe it? So here's what you got to do. You got to go online right now and renew that credit card. It's simple, it's easy, it's fantastic. So let's get it done, okay?
So that's in the style of Donald Trump, just like I told it in the brackets what to do. If I wanted it to speak verbatim what's in there, I just type T, hit the process again, and it's just going to give me an audio file of exactly what's in there, including what's in the brackets. And now we've got it.
Never speak anything in the brackets. Speak in the style of the Donald Trump, but very exaggerated. I'm calling to let you know that your subscription has expired. Please, go online now and renew your credit card.
Peas. Forgot an L. So it knew in the first one to correct that I had a typo. I left out the L, but it put it back in there. So now if I tell it to do natural language and convert text to voice, maybe we want to put a name in here. Hey, Kirk. And we'll submit that. So now it's going to put, hey, Kirk. And you do that same thing in here. This doesn't have to be a typewritten static message. You're using your CRM. You want to put a message in that, has the person's first name, so it's personalized. The phone number is automatically going to go to whoever you told it to. This again is just an interface so we can play with it, and this is in real time, so it's converted this message to this message.
Hey there, Kirk. Just wanted to give you a little ring-a-ding, to tell you something very important, something huge. Your subscription, it's expired. Can you believe it? Now, I need you...
So you can see, and it gives you an audio URL. This creates the audio file from text to voice, and and there you are. Now, one of the things that I recently added to this is if I don't want to send a ringless voicemail, I just want to send the text message, I can send just the text message, or I can attach the audio file to the message. It knows that I'm going to send it from this phone to this phone. And in this case, I'm actually going to feed this to my CRM just by hitting this button. And there it goes. So now it's sent that text message to my CRM, and it's also sent it to my phone. So I should get a phone call. There it is. So now I've got a phone call. It's got the text message included, and I can play that.
Hey there, Kirk. Just wanted to give you a little ring-a-ding, to tell you something very important.
So you can send it as an MMS, which is, includes the audio. You can also just send text. Let's say I don't care about sending an audio file, but I do need to send this message, and I want to send it in, say, to one of my Spanish-speaking friends. I don't need the T, but I do like the natural language, but let's put an L in there so it actually converts the language, and I hit submit on that. This way I'm just going to get text converted to natural language, and then it's translated into the language I chose, which is Spanish. And it says, Hola, Kirk. And then down here, I want that to go to my my SMS. I want that to be sent to this particular person so that it's in their language. And I hit, send, and there we go. If I had done the T, it would have converted it text to voice, or text to speech. So it would be here, and I could play it, but we didn't do that. If I want that, I simply add the T, process it again. And again, because I've got some direction in brackets here, it's not only converting it in a language, but it's also converting it in the style of Donald Trump.
Hola, Kirk. Solo quería llamarte rápidamente, ya sabes, para decirte algo muy importante. Tu suscripción ha caducado. ¿Puedes creerlo? Ahora necesito que hagas algo por mí, Kirk. Necesito que te conectes ahora mismo y renueves esa tarjeta de crédito.
So you can see that this is very flexible. It's got a lot of ability, converts languages. It's AI, so it understands things. If you put that natural speaking in there, you can take your direction out, and you can say, just give me a language conversion, or you can say, just give me the text to voice, and it doesn't matter what these settings are. Hit that, and it'll generate exactly what's in the message.
Hey, Kirk. I'm calling to let you know that your subscription has expired. Please go online now and renew your credit card.
And I can include that message, or I got an optional thing here. I can say, hey, call me. And I can attach the audio file, but I've got a personalized message, and if I put my dashes in there and just send that as a SMS, I should get just a text message with the audio file connected. It's not translated in any language, and that should come to my phone. And there it is. So now I've got this message verbatim sent to my phone, but instead of sending the actual message that's up here, it says call me, and then I can click on that number and of course respond to the text that came in. It's very simple. It does a lot. It's complex in the background, but you can do an awful lot of things for this. So let's say you had, one of the case examples would be, let's say you had a person that speaks Spanish, and you've marked them as Spanish speaking in your CRM, and you want all their messages to be converted to their native language, all the messages going out, all the text messages going out. All the text messages coming in, you want to be converted to English. You can set up a workflow that does that very easily. And all you're doing is using that simple webhook with these simple triggers and sending it back and forth. So anyway, that's kind of exciting. I wanted to share that with you, and I hope it makes good sense for you. I hope you get a chance to at least go here and play with it. It's free to play with. Share it with your friends. Let your friends come in and send a message to their cell phone. You can make a funny message. Right now, this is going out unlimited. Anybody wants to play with it, they can. If you wanted to send a ringless voicemail, we didn't do that, but let's say you wanted to send that message, you want it natural, you want language to be used, you want it to be converted to text to voice or text to speech, and you want it to go out as a ringless voicemail at the same time, you can do that. Now it's going to process that same message verbatim, what's in here, convert it to Spanish, and then it's going to go out in a ringless voicemail. And it tells us right here what it's done. It's actually done all the steps. It went out in a ringless voicemail, and then you can still send it in a text message to yourself or whatever, by clicking that. Now it's gone out in text as well. So they got a ringless voicemail and a text. Anyway, I hope that makes good sense and you have a good time trying it. Share it with your friends. It's an amazing tool.